there's going to be so much coming out in 2022. There are probably going to be 5 series, right? There's probably going to, we know there's going to be Prodigy. We know there's going to be Discovery. Strange New Worlds. Picard
So
after that. And then Strange New Worlds likely after that. And then probably Lower Decks. And right, Anne-Marie, then Prodigy again at the end of this year, most likely, right? So check out this Screen Rant article, which probably just says what we just said.
50 articles guest or 50 episodes guest.
They say 2022 is Star Trek's biggest year ever. First of all, before we even get into that article, do you agree or disagree with that? And everybody at home, let us know. Do you think 2022 will be Star Trek's biggest year ever? Anne-Marie's already very skeptical.
Jumping up and down excited.
I think so, because not only are we getting so many series, but with Picard, we're getting Q back, who's always been one of my favorite characters.
And Guinan.
And exactly. Right. So we're getting characters that I feel like with Picard, a lot of people were slightly disappointed that there weren't more, characters from Next Gen and Voyager and DS9 and like more. They wanted more cameos. They wanted more of that familiarity, and so I'm hoping with them doing this that kind of scratches that itch, because I know for me, I would just want everyone back. I'm like, just bring them all back. We just bring them all back.
Exactly. Where's Denise Crosby? We're gonna rewrite her back in.
Yeah. She's only died like 5 times. It's fine.
It's fine.
No one's counting.
Data's getting up there too, so they might as well.
Yeah.
The legacy thing also applies to Strange New Worlds too, in the sense we're bringing back Spock and various Nurse Chapel.
Oh my God,
Uhura, and and kind of number one in Pike too. They're not truly as much original, but still, I mean, they're familiar. So
You're so right, Mohammed. Strange New Worlds is going to have just so many beautiful and amazing legacy characters that are kind of, I wouldn't say reimagined, but like rebooted, because obviously the same actor can't play it 55 years later, right?
I mean,
character, but it's so much looking forward to that. Sorry, what were you saying, Anne-Marie?
Oh, what's really interesting is, like, I know it isn't like a huge population base, and obviously the population's a little bit biased, but Larry Nemeczek, Dr. Trek / I call him Dr. Star Trek. He did an email poll that he sent out last night and then talked about the results today, which, like, of his database, I think like 8.5% of people responded. And it was like, what are you most excited about for next year? Or / I guess this year, 2022. And it was a list of a bunch of things. And then one of the top ones was actually people saying Strange New Worlds coming out.
Yes. Yeah.
I think a lot of people really want to see the episodic television come back more so than, I mean, even though I personally like arc-based better, but I know a lot of people really, really want, like meteorologist Katie, really want that episodic aspect back. So it's fair.
Well, it's interesting for me because I'm in like a weird space being born in 1996, because when I was finally old enough to enjoy Trek, it was canceled. And so I really
What did you do?
I didn't do much. Thomas the Tank Engine, maybe. I like those the OG fandom.
They're 2, they're 4, they're 6, they're 8.
Yes, pulling something, the shunting freight, red and green and brown and blue. Yeah, but
really useful crew.
Yes. But no, I'm so excited because I'm used to this overall arcing Star Trek series where there's that overall, just everything with the story tied together. But I kind of like the original series, the Next Gen, where it's like, yeah, sure, there are arcs, but here's the individual experience a week, so you don't have to be exactly caught up if you want to watch the new episode. So I'm so excited. And like to have 5 on at the same time blows my mind.
Right?
I was just happy when they did the JJ reboot. I was like, oh, cool, Star Trek. And now it's just like, holy cow.
So the question is, what are your hopes for Star Trek in 2022? Bonnie, do you have hopes for Star Trek in 2022?
My hope would be for them to just keep making more. I know sometimes, with certain fan bases, the gatekeeping and the naysayers can get kind of heavy-handed. And you know, it's the same thing when we started getting a whole bunch of Star Wars being made too, which I'm also a huge fan of. It's like, guys, we're getting more Star Wars. Can you just not, you know, I'm sorry if it doesn't go through in your fanfic mind, but you know, we're getting more of a franchise that we love. And I feel like that's how I feel about Star Trek. You know, some people are like, oh, I don't really like the new Star Trek. It's not actual Star Trek. And I'm like, but it is. And it is for a lot of people. And if you don't like it, that's okay. And you can just go away and not watch it and let us enjoy things. Yeah. So I just hope that we keep getting more. I hope that, that as it continues to grow and they continue to kind of spin off new stories and, you know, the great thing about something like Prodigy, introducing a whole new generation of younger people to Star Trek, and having like parents who are Trekkies, like watching it with their kids, you know, it kind of is being that bridge to making it a continued thing. So I just hope it keeps going and keeps expanding. And I hope to one day be in a live action series of one. Yes. That's my goal.
That's a good hope, right? That's a big one.
Yeah. I want to follow in the real footsteps of Majel Roddenberry. And be a computer as well as who knows what.
It'd be funny if somebody made the comment, like, you sound just like the computer on the Protostar.
Me?
Mohammed, do you have any hopes for 2022?
Mine's very similar to Bonnie, and what I like is the diversity that's coming out, because I mean, really, there is a home for everybody. Those people who really, really want the episodic thing and they don't like the arc-based one, fine, there you go, Strange New Worlds, hop in, keep watching that, and if you don't love the others, don't. You know, more power to you. Those of us who love the arc-based ones, like, let's dive in whole hog with Discovery. Let's find out what's going on with that DMA and all those kinds of, you know, exciting things. So I feel like, you know, again, there's the younger audience, there's the comedy version. I mean, it's great seeing that diversity. And I think that's the piece where hopefully that will lead to greater sustainability for the whole franchise, that, you know, there's basically a niche for everybody. So just building on what you said, Bon.
Yay.
Anne-Marie, do you agree with that? Or do you have...
Totally. It's also exciting. And hopefully in-person events and many more virtual things and getting to live chat with everybody. It's just so much fun. And all the new Star Trek personas we're going to have with all the new shows, like from behind the camera and in front. And also all the new little Trekkies we're bringing in with Prodigy. And I mean, even like the movie news, which I'm not that excited about because we get like new movie news all the time. And I'm never really like one for the movies anyway. Even that like brings in tons of people. Like the Calvin movies brought in tons of new fans. So like every new Star Trek thing, there's like a really great gateway for new fans. Not that like we're grooming people for a cult, but
I mean, we are, and the cult is called the Federation.
Welcome,
Star Cult.
Yeah, but it's just good for the franchise, and then hopefully more like actually some Prodigy merchandise, so that I can get some for my little baby nephew who's a year old. It's never too early.
I know that's been my thing. Is I want more Prodigy merch because A, I want it, and then B, I also have a nephew who's just turning 1, and I'm like, you're gonna get so much nerd stuff.
People, yeah.
Anne-Marie, you mentioned the in-person events, and that's another great point. By having all these different series, the conventions are going to have this infusion of all these new people. So, you know, the diversity of panels we're going to be able to see, you know, different points of view is, you know, it's great seeing like the original series folks too, but like for some of us, we've seen those panels for many years. Now it's like, here's a whole new group of people we can learn about and get to be friends with and, you know, just have fun with.
Great point.
Oh, yeah.
The Scotch Trekker in the live chat says Strange New Worlds will be arc-based, though. However, I will beg to differ, and Muhammad's frown tells us that he will too. I'm sure there are going to be some storylines that carry over, you know, like if a couple get together, it won't be like the next episode they're not together anymore. You know, I'm sure there'll still be some things that carry over, but it probably won't be as episodic as, say, like Next Generation was, you know, or original series. I think they'll still have some storylines carry over, but I think they've been very clear saying that they're going to go back to that kind of way of storytelling. Katie, do you have any hopes and dreams for Star Trek in 2022?
Well, you know me as the perpetual optimist, but I think the main thing for me is that it's going to help change the field of the fandom, at least on social media, because it has gotten, as everyone will agree, a little tense, a little toxic. But if we have a lot of content, everyone can find something they like. There's comedy, like you said, with Lower Decks. There's enough for the kids and a new generation with Prodigy. You have Discovery, which is more of that progressive, overall arcing style. Strange New Worlds, different. So I don't think a single person can complain about all of that, because then they'd be hypocrites, because all of that is a part of what has already come before. So I'm just excited to throw out, here's all this new stuff. Pick and choose what you like. It's all Star Trek. And just being able to say that is going to be amazing to help people find their way through this new era of the fandom.
You know,
and when it comes to the
no, please.
Oh, I was going to say, in jumping off that, when it comes to like all the new fans coming into the Star Trek franchise, the closer we do to actually getting the closer we actually get to the Federation, because I feel like the more all of us have those ideals and like see Star Trek and go, this is what I want of our future, and especially now that we're bringing some of these younger kids into the fold, I feel like the closer we get to that Federation, I mean, obviously not, Federation, but, the more we become accepting of all, and it's all about exploration and becoming better people and a better species of better humanity, working together and solving problems through diplomacy and not, with pew, pew, pew guns. So,
pew, pew guns.
But you know what I mean? Yeah, I mean, there every now and then you got to use the pew 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 buttons, but
right, good knowledge.
Exactly. But yeah, I feel like the more people get into Star Trek, the closer we get to that idolized future of like, us working with technology and being accepting of different types of species and cultures. And I feel like it helps bridge. It helps people see more around them in the real world when they're seeing this fantastical sci-fi world.
Now, everybody, Katie reminded us just a minute ago that at 5:56 p.m. Pacific time every Tuesday, it's joke time. Starting now, Katie reminded me of a very funny joke that you will now enjoy. So there's this guy that comes up to me and he goes, "I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam, I'm a teepee, I'm a wigwam." And I'm like, "Stop, relax, man, you're too tense." Because remember,
I feel like I've heard you say that multiple times.
Because Katie, you know how you said that it's tense out there. Anyway, I'll tell you what I'm looking forward to in 2022. Oh shoot, we just lost all our viewers. Bye.
Oh no!
Oh my god, all these thumbs down.
No. Yeah, first of all, yeah, lots of new Star Trek is going to be amazing. I'm very much looking forward to Strange New Worlds, even more so when they start introducing characters. But I also think it's going to be very important and cool for the people behind the scenes to get a little bit more love. And I'm hoping that people will realize that the people running, say, social media on Paramount Plus, the people running the PR department, if you'll notice, the people that are doing this aren't just good at their jobs, but they're also very friendly, which one might argue is kind of a requirement to be good at your job. But anybody that's had any interactions with them will tell you that the people that are running the business end or the promotions end or the social media end, they're very good people. They're very nice. They're very good. And they want to make the fans and the community feel appreciated. They want to make the actors and the fans and the podcast feel appreciated. And I hope that more people realize this, because most people, we just kind of react to it. We're like, oh, this is great. This is awesome. We don't realize there's a human on the other end that's thinking, how can I make this person feel good? How can I make things stay positive? And so I think that's my hope for 2022 is just more people start, just tweet Star Trek and Paramount Plus and just say, you guys are doing a great job. We really appreciate you. something like that.
Level of engagement too by the writers and showrunners for a lot of the new series is
Absolutely.
amazing.
Huge.
Yeah, I mean, like
What's
Mike
amazing,
McMahon,
too-
he replies to stuff all the time. Aaron Walk, he's great.
He's amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
the Higemans, everybody's like, they're on Twitter and they're eager to share and eager to engage with us. It's not this, living up on some, I'll use the university analogy, living up on some ivory tower.
And Aaron was on our show recently, and he
Yeah.
was fantastic. We'd love to have the Hagemans, but yeah, that is an excellent point. We've never seen, this is like unprecedented for people, and Bonnie yourself as well.
Oh, thank you.
The actors, actresses, the producers, the writers, they embrace Star Trek and the fans to a degree we've never seen. That's an excellent point.
Because I feel
It's a
like
lot
now,
better.
I feel like it's people too that are working on the shows now who grew up with Star Trek and who are fans of
Mhm.
Star Trek.
Exactly.
Now they're just Trekkies like us, but they get to work on it, but they're just as much dying to talk about it
Totally.
with other Trekkies
Well,
as we are,
and they understand what it's like to be a fan, which that's
Mhm.
my infatuation with David Tennant is he wanted to be the Doctor, he loved the Doctor, and then he became the Doctor. Like these Star Trek
Mhm.
people who are the writers, they're Star Trek fans, and so to a degree they understand how we would like to be treated and how they themselves would like to be treated, and I think that
Mhm.
just makes it a healthier interaction overall and way more fun.
Agreed. I mean, when I saw the audition that they were, auditioning for an animated Star Trek series, I pulled every string I could to make sure I A, got an audition, and B, it was heard. And, when I got the call back for Gwen, I was, I went in I'm still a little bit embarrassed by this. This was pre-COVID when I went in for the callback. I was in a Galaxy print dress with a comm badge and like a Star Trek messenger bag and space print like boots.
And Andorian ears.
Right. Like, so I walk in and there, and, I'm sure, and, and then even Kevin and Dan Hageman were in the room and they were like, oh, it's Bonnie from Twitter. Like, oh no. They remembered because I would tweet at them going like, I want to audition, So they're like, oh, it's this girl. But it was just such a fun and welcoming, they made me feel really at ease. And I was you could just tell I was so excited to be able to just audition. That's my text tone too, by the way, whoever just got a text or notification, that's mine. That's mine as well. I literally went to my phone going, whoa. But no.
My phone call is the TARDIS whirring, by the way, just if you're looking for another one.
Of course. But yeah, I think that's what makes it so special is that all of these people, even if they're not fans of Star Trek, like before they jump onto the project, because they want to make sure that they are being, what's the word I'm looking for? True to the franchise. They are doing their research. They are doing, everything they can to make sure that what they're writing and what they're presenting to fans is good Star Trek. And I feel like you can really see them all caring, like all the actors, the producers, again, just like you were saying, the writers, they're all just excited to be working on Star Trek. And, I'm one of them. I'm just, I have the Variety magazine cover of Star Trek Prodigy. I just framed it yesterday and put it on my wall. It came in the mail. I was just like, ah! It's just so exciting to be working on something that you're so deeply in love with and care for so much. Yeah.
Mm.
I hope everyone gets to experience that in some way, like in their jobs and in their, life.
So, talking a little bit more about 2022, and Picard is coming in somewhere theoretically, I'd guess March, right? I mean, things keep getting shuffled a little bit. But
Dave Glass just tweeted. Larry was saying he tweeted out recently that it could potentially be a little bit later, but also it might not be. So it's very non-committal.
I'm sure they're having issues with, studios having to keep closing down for COVID and working remotely, and editors,
exactly.
and
Discovery got pushed back. So
yeah, I mean, even if everything's shot, I don't think people realize even just coming into a studio to edit something, if you're positive with COVID, it's
someone
only so much you can do from home.
As someone once said, I'm tired of living in historic times. It's a pain in the ass, isn't it?
You're telling me.
I can't wait.
I mean, it'll
be amazing.
What is amazing is the fact that they're making 5 shows through this pandemic. It's unbelievable.
Right?
So I think that's awesome, and it's no small feat, but